It's me, Shiro, and, Haley's here as well.
Hello.
Yeah, so we're back. Back with more The Great Ace Attorney.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so last time, if we remember correctly, uh, we were gonna go visit Herlock, I believe. We just got done speaking to Iris.
I honestly can't remember.
Okay, so there was that Japanese guy that we have to defend in court, right?
Yes, I remember him, yes.
Yeah, that Japanese guy we have to defend in court, and we just got done talking to Iris, who talked about, like, how she lives with Herlock, and now
Yes.
she gave us, like, a letter, I think, and now we have to go talk to Herlock. It's a good thing we actually ended it there, because that is, like, a natural endpoint.
It is, yeah.
Alright. Continue. The Clouded Kokoro. Right, okay. Briar Road. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation.
No, man. Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible.
Yeah, there is a snowman over there. Yes. And let's see if he'll take a break from his... Let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. Bleh.
Oh, yeah, he eats chips all the time.
Yeah, he does do that. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna go over our evidence just to
Oh,
be
yeah, we
safe.
had to give him a letter as well, because I think
Yeah, this
Iris
is it.
is, like, bribing him.
Yeah, I think she's giving us... Yeah, I think she's bribing him or something. Tell the
Or, like,
gentleman in
blackmail.
whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, Iris Wilson. Well, let's take a look at
Have
this.
1 coin. This is a 5-shilling piece, isn't it? I believe it's called a crown. Crown.
Yes, and you can train a Scotland Yard detective to do whatever you want with just a single one.
Magic. Iris must be the most powerful 10-year-old in the world.
I mean, she's clearly Chibiusa.
I mean, yeah. From the future and everything.
From the future and everything. How much is 5 shillings, by the way? What's it really worth?
Well... It's probably enough to buy all the chips the inspector could possibly eat in a whole month.
Aha!
That's a lot.
That's greasy.
I wish money was like that nowadays.
Yeah.
But, like, in the small amount.
Alright, Inspector Gregson. Let me see here.
Hello, Inspector!
Yeah, looks like everything here is,
Yeah.
old.
Don't think anything new.
Don't think anything new. Alright, we need to present.
Take our money!
Come on, present! Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment? I'm sorry to say that I don't. I'm a very busy man.
Eating chips.
Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gangabouts. That's for sure. Gadabouts. Gadabouts, right. Gotta remember that.
We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson.
What? For me? From her ladyship?
Oh.
Her ladyship? Give that here, at once! Come on, hand it over! That's for me! Ah! Don't wait for me to give it to you. Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What was that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously. It's a lot more than that. But it's a lot more than that. But it's, well, it's an appearance fee, that's what it is.
A what? An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean...
That's right. For the Adventures of Herlock shows.
Oh.
Oh, Oh, okay, so she's literally paying him to be in the book. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so she's like, if you let me put you in the book, I'll give you this coin.
How about a nice little Washington? Well, no, that's America. My bad.
That won't work here.
Their ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me, every time.
Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly.
Of course, yeah, using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still. I am sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you, being the butt of a joke.
Getting paid for it.
Imagine being the butt of a joke. Imagine a girl wearing a pink kimono throwing you to the ground all the time as a joke.
We just don't understand. Just don't understand it, I'm afraid.
Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then, eh? Sorry? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know?
Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector. We'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Lodgings? Hidden D in there.
Ah, a little knife-wielding mustache Japanese fella. £100. Yep. Hey, MF. Good to see you here. He lives in a right old hovel. It's just over there. Look.
Of course, it's just over there.
On the first floor of that house in the corner where that wreck of a bicycle's propped up.
That is nearby indeed.
Yeah, it's almost like we could have just gone there anyway. Ugh. I hate this town. If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garadeb? Garadeb?
I don't know what the pun's meant to be. I'm assuming there's a pun.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's a pun. Hold on, I'm gonna check just to make sure, okay?
John Garadeb. Trying to think if it's like a
Oh,
if you have to say it a certain way.
Okay, it's a reference to a Sherlock Holmes story. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, not a.
So not really a pun.
No,
but...
he's a character in a Sherlock Holmes story, so that checks. That makes sense.
No, boo! I want puns.
Wah wah. Right. Well, if you see her again, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards. You hear? I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes. Don't worry, Inspector. We will. Goodbye for now, then. And long live her ladyship.
Treating her like a little princess.
I mean, she is. She's Chibiusa.
I mean, true, I guess. Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left.
Yes, so then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings?
Definitely.
Alright. Is there anything new? Nope, nothing new. So,
I wonder if the bike belongs to him then.
What?
I wonder if the bike belongs to him then.
The bike? Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you said back for a second.
The back!
Location. Let's go inside.
Oh, he's attacking me again. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Haley is being attacked by a horrible, horrible creature. A horrible creature by the name of Maxwell.
Every time he attacks me, I'll promise I'll mute, but that just got me for a second.
Yes.
Owie.
Curse you, Maxwell, for attacking my co-host.
Damn, kitten, playful, get off me.
Oh.
Oh, hello.
Do you want
May
me to...
I help you?
Oh, okay.
I can do it.
Cool. Ah, yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John Garadeb?
Indeed it would, sir. And and who may I say is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki, that was right, Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here. Little... We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garadeb.
Did you see that, Miss Susato? That was a real-life English maid.
I mean, didn't we technically see one in a trial before?
Yeah, she was on the jury, but I don't know what. So I don't know why I'm so excited about it, but it was a real English maid.
I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in the English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen a one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better.
What about the jury? Never mind. It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it?
We need only to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete.
Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garadeb will see... I'm going to pronounce that name wrong at some point. I tell you now. Mr. Garadeb will see you now. This way.
Oh, look at this
She's pointy!
guy. What?
He's pointy.
Yeah, he is pointy. Look at that guy. His head's a crescent moon.
I was going to say that.
Okay, you want to examine some things?
If it lets us, yes.
Alright. Is that a fucking... That's a full-size cannon! What's it doing in here?
Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica.
Well, clearly we know what the murder weapon is.
Cannonball.
Cannonball.
Oh, well, not a murder weapon yet. She's not dead.
Oh, right, yeah. And it
Yeah.
was a stab wound, so clearly the knife wasn't actually there. The cannonball hit the knife, and then the knife went into her.
The knife was shot through the cannon.
Yes. A case closed. Okay, I'll do this. That old thing? Bah, that's little more than a toy. Sorry? The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon about the house. Really? It isn't overkill? Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy.
Boy. Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garadeb?
Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over the barrel, you see. They dry very well on the cannon there, Joan tells me. Which rather proves my point, I feel. It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame.
Oh.
Yeah, poor cannon. He's just standing there like...
It just droops. Ooh. Wah wah.
I noticed you have a pile of books in here, Mr. Garadeb. Do you enjoy reading? Ever experienced a London winter, boy? The nights are long. No better way to pass the time than in front of the fire with a jolly good book.
Oh, there's a copy of Ranced magazine here, I see. Why is that just a weird word? No doubt Mr. Garadeb enjoys the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, too.
The great detective has a great many followers, it would seem. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna talk... Actually, wait. I can't converse yet. What?
Oh,
Can I...
maybe you have to Oh, actually, no.
Yeah.
Maybe you just have to examine him to be like, this
Oh.
man.
Okay, I guess, yeah, we just gotta examine him. Good day to you, John Garadeb, at your service.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is really nice.
Rhiannos.
Ow! Ow!
No!
Get off! Maxwell! I swear
No!
to God.
Maxwell!
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer.
Do excuse
Fucking
me
gremlin.
not getting up. Yeah, and you'll have to excuse my partner over here. She stole a cat from this guy who has like a much more refined cat.
He is Mo.
Yeah, your kitten. She's taking one of your
Wow.
kittens. And now she's just going to be attacking her every now and then. We're sorry.
Oh, is he in a wheelchair?
I think
Like, see the metal handle right by the text box? I was pointing at the screen like you could
Yeah.
see me.
Okay, I think that's either... I think that might actually be a cane.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm
so-
assuming he's injured in some form.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's a cane with a knife in it.
Haha! We figured it out! You're under arrest! What?
Swear to God if that's it.
Took a shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of Maiwand, don't you know? Oh, so we were right on.
He has trouble walking.
Yeah. I was an adventurer once, then I took a arrow to the knee.
Oh no.
That's an old one.
It is an old one.
Earned a medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from service. Handed over the reins to the up-and-comings. So he's a retired soldier. It's a hell of a job getting up and down stairs now, I can tell you. Don't get out much as you can imagine. Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor. It's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was painting at the top of the stairs. Panting at the top of the stairs, bleh. Painting. Yeah, I was painting a picture right at the top.
Thought I'd help out with the decorating, that's all. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo. Look at you, panting like a pig.
Do you think so?
Well, Mr. Garadeb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a folderol, really. I don't know what that means, folderol.
I don't know either.
Wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly display it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. Joan, fetch it. Ah! Ah! Dash it all, woman! Be careful!
Dearie me, I do beg your pardon, sir.
You jolly nearly took the skin off my hands.
I shall be more careful, sir.
So anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life now. You know, outside of the second-degree burns, but those are part of the job. Yes, I see. Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs, is that right?
Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some of our questions for us.
Only two, please, naturally. Especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blighty. We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were. Oh, is it? Even had some famous detective poking around, you know, in this old house, would you believe?
Wonder who that could be. Yes, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business. For all I know, his name was something like Sherlock Holmes. What? That's crazy. Who would have you named
Silly
that?
name.
Silly name, yeah.
Oh, but you have a copy of the Rants magazine here, so...
No. He's a fan.
He's a big fan! Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
So he's in Soseki-san's room. It's a bally nuisance is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling. Okay, yeah, let's go.
About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Garadeb. Please, do tell us.
Ah, yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week. Oh, just 1 week? So he moved in very recently then. I have 2 lodges most of the time, one on the ground floor and one just below us. The first floor room became available a week ago, you see. Dash it all, Joe! Do be careful!
I wonder if that has like a meaning to it whenever she does that.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness! I'm terribly sorry, sir.
You know what? Here's my guess. She's the murderer, or the attempted murderer, and every time she's spilling on him, it's to get him distracted so he doesn't mention something critical.
Yeah.
That could be it.
If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him. Oh, and she's pinned it on him because she doesn't like him. Oh? Why? He seemed to have he seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. That man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joe, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward.
You sure it's not just because you two are racist? I mean, I'm just saying.
Probably.
I mean, I'm just saying. This is Britain in the late 18th century, and it's a Japanese man. I don't want to make any assumptions here, but...
Ain't I really wrong about anything?
We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure. Oh, I think we might be wrong about that.
We'll see her there.
Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all? Oh! Yes! Oh, yes, indeed there was.
And she's dying to tell us.
She's a gossip.
Alright, let's talk about the Shady Lodger. Had you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh, my word, yes. That man was shadier than an orchid.
Orchard.
Orchard? Whoops. It's always those 2 words. Orchard. Yeah, that would make more sense now. Could you elaborate? Well, take that man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is. More than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call.
Yeah, it's not like he's a foreigner and wouldn't have anyone
he's
able to
been for
call
a
him.
week.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
He just trots off to that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past time. and the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed too.
How do you know that unless you're awake?
That's true. Oh, I see.
The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. But I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
Ah!
Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, pray? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine?
Thank you, Susato.
Oh! Yeah. I understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house. Is that correct?
That's right, yes. They're both below us, on the first floor in the street level.
Then how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? Precise times that they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed.
Ah!
People.
Good grief, Joan! Be more careful, woman!
Oh my goodness, sir! I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Something doesn't add up here.
She's a what's the word? Where they just spy on people because they just like to gossip.
Nosy? Nosy?
That works. I feel like I'm trying to find something else to fit it, but I'm probably making something up.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head either, unfortunately. Okay, let's go. The incident 2 days ago. It seems that the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out the window at around that time? The window?
Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out on Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garadeb household. So I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road. That's a lie. No one has dinner at 5 p.m. in England.
Oh, I see. Yes. Dinner at 5 p.m., you say?
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then?
Such as?
Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
Well... Yes? Is there something then? Well, it's nothing particularly significant, but around that sort of time in the... Ah! 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 For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing! Yeah, this is definitely suspicious.
Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Yeah. Do be more careful, woman!
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Oh, yes?
I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all.
Oh, really? Mr. Garadeb? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been. Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really. Nothing of— Ah! 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 Joan Dash it all! What is the matter with you, woman?
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened.
Okay.
She's sus.
Yeah, she is so sus. Yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal. Joan?
That's right, Mr. Garadeb.
What is the matter with these two?
Sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident. But what?
I wish I knew. Alright, well, let's push. Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on? Why, certainly. Just below us on the first floor.
And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there, even as we speak?
Yes. Told me Nat's his name had asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key.
Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services?
That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we also had a look around in Mr. Natsume's room, I mean? Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs. Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we?
Yes. And while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps you'll be able to tell us more.
I'm not looking forward. Well, I am looking forward to talking to him, actually, but... Okay, looks like we got both of them. Let's take a look at this. That uniform...
His uniform?
That uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it?
You know, that's rude. He's right there. It's clearly been well looked after, though.
That old thing? Pah! Not much better than rags, really. Oh? Or that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know? But I'm not one for dwelling on the past. Me would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, it doesn't hurt to have an odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it?
Oh, I see.
Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. Yeah, I get the feeling this guy is, This guy's lying about how much he admires the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks like a Medal of Honor. And it's showcased in a very grand banner. On a very grand banner.
Yes, it's displayed with some pride, I would say. Although it bothers me that it's not straight. What? That old thing? Sorry? I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general would turn in his grave if I disposed of it. The wall's the best place for it. Keeps the bally thing out of my way. So it's just been polished to shine by accident, I suppose.
There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look! Let me see. It says, for distinguished participation.
Sounds like the kind of honors even I could be in line for. Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army. Can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in the military circles. Okay, so my guess...
He probably wasn't a very good soldier.
Yeah.
But he's like acting like, oh, it's nothing, but I was just, I was so good.
Yeah.
But really, he was just a soldier.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he was that great a soldier. Anyway, let's take a look at these. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous.
I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here?
Ah, those old things. Couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know. Became a bit of a colorful regiment folklore, that incident. You fired mortar shells into your own barracks. I'm surprised you were not dishonorably discharged because of that.
Yeah.
That feels like something that should kill a few people. You mean you deliberately hunted out the spent shells? Well, I wouldn't say deliberately exactly. There only scrap iron, after all. Usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when things might come in useful, do you? Useful for what, exactly? Yes, well... Joan here did manage to knock one out of the bally thing. Did not manage to knock one of the bally things on my foot the other day while she was dusting.
Oh no.
Hadn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know. Maybe reconsider throwing them away? Alright,
This place is a mess. What is that thing on the floor? It keeps drawing my attention. Just want to see if... Okay. Okay, so you can't exactly click on it.
No.
Okay, then.
I investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Okay, let's...
I can't tell what it is, and it was just annoying me. As long as it's nothing, I'm fine.
Hold on.
Look at that enormous screen. It must have been put there deliberately, surely.
Yes, it certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view. What could be behind it, I wonder? We pull it back and then there's a person taking a shower.
I was about to say someone's probably, like, in a bath.
Yeah. Ah! Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I'm going to have a very quick look. Just a little peek. Maybe... Oh, that's not me.
Sorry. Sorry, 1 second. Maybe let's not, Miss Susato. I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea. Alright, let's take a look at this portrait over here. That portrait of Mr. Garadeb is glaring at me, I swear.
Do you notice that all the little frames containing photographic prints of Mr. Garadeb as well?
Can't wait for him to say, oh, that old thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well. Here it comes. Ah, yes, seemed to come back from the local pawnbroker with that little trinket.
No, that old thing.
Seemed to come back? What do you mean? The chap who runs the place is a bully wizard. Went in to sell him something and came out with that thing. In point of fact, now I think about it, I rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need.
The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to requirements.
Susato-san doesn't pull her punches, or her throws for that matter. Alright, let's look over here. Oh, I think I know what that is.
What is it?
It's a candle. It's a candlestick,
oh, yeah.
And a broken teapot. Look at this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual, isn't it?
Oh my, a genuine London dessert. Isn't it delightful?
Dresser.
Fuck.
You're looking at the other thing.
Oh no, it's because the screen went a bit, pixelated, so I guessed.
I'm sorry.
Dresser!
Sorry.
Oh. I speak English, I swear. Although, the shelves seem to be broken, and the crockery is... Oh dear, it's in pieces.
It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that chinaware justice.
I wonder... Perhaps the cannon was fired at it.
Yes, probably something like that. But let's not delve too deeply here. That seems like a rather non-pulse reaction to something like that.
He's just like... letting her live her dreams, and he's like, yes, dear, yes.
You know,
Whatever you say.
You know, I can't help but notice something. We have a maid with a teacup and a teapot. We've got a candlestick here. Looks kind of familiar. I think this might be Beauty and the Beast castle.
Oh my god. Some castle.
Okay, that's just me. That's just me being too... That's just me with Kingdom Hearts on the brain too much because of Sora.
Sora! This old candle holder looks a little out of place here, wouldn't you say?
Yes, you're right. It's clearly supposed to be gold, but it's almost completely black for some reason. That old thing, yes.
There
Aha!
it is.
There, he said it! He said it again! Just a cheap piece of ironmongery. Gimcrack, really. Oh! Used it when I was studying, don't you know? For my commission. I know it's old, hardly worth hanging on to, really, but, well, still has its uses sometimes.
Of course.
Does everything in this room have some elaborate story behind it?
They're memories, Mr. Naruhodo. Memories.
Okay, well, let's look at the desserts.
Oh, look! Actual desserts!
Yeah!
What a wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand.
Lined up? It looks more like someone has half demolished them to me.
Oh, I could do that right about now. Afternoon tea is a time of indulgence, you know. It is quite the English way. It is Mr. Garadeb's custom to take 2 cakes with his tea. Oh, I could go for cake. That sounds delightful.
Yeah, I could go for cake too, come to think of it. Oh, wait a minute though. There are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand.
Oh, well, naturally. It would never do to waste the leftovers. So whatever Mr. Garadeb doesn't eat, I say to myself, Joan, you shall have to tidy up.
How magnanimous of you.
I'll take that job. If he only wants to eat 2 cakes, I'll eat the rest of them.
Yeah, you eat that cake.
If there's some scones with like cream and jam, oh man, just shove them down my throat.
Oh man, you're making me hungry now. I want to try some biscuits. And when I say biscuits, I mean American biscuits.
They're kind of similar to scones, aren't they?
Yeah, they're kind of similar.
Maybe I'll make some tomorrow. Yeah, I think I will. This window looks out over Briar Road, where the young woman was attacked.
Oh yes, I can make out the policeman on the far side of the road investigating the crime scene.
The glass is rather murky, isn't it? You can't see very clearly.
Does this thing open at all, I wonder?
I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of London winter, sir.
Sorry?
Talking. As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot.
Yes, we wouldn't want to have cold tea spill all over my body, would we, Joan?
That would be terrible. No Londoner would go opening windows at dusk in the middle of winter, I assure you.
It seems very unlikely that these two would have seen anything of incident then.
Doubtful.
Yeah, and that's just them. Okay, so I think
That was most of it?
Yeah, I think we're good. Can't present anything to them either, so yeah. Let's go to Mr. Natsume's room.
Oh yeah.
And now, just like Greenland apparently, yep. And now we get to talk to...
the boy!
The boy,
Here
yes.
comes the boy.
Look!
A cat!
A cat! My god! Hey! If the cat says anything, I think we have someone who can help us!
No.
Oh.
No.
Hey, yeah, looks like...
Maxwell, wake up! You have to translate.
Yeah, looks like the Chief Justice's cat is right there.
No. No.
Ah, just look at this place. And smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that.
I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life.
Yeah, this really is the Beauty and the Beast castle, isn't it?
Oh my god.
No, me neither.
It's so dark. Oh, that's freaking.
Sorry. It's so dark in
not
here,
me.
too.
It's because she moved, so I thought.
That's you.
Is that the window over there?
Well, it was the window, I think, yes. Once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives.
By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere. Have you?
Yes, it's quiet. Too quiet.
He's in a book somewhere. He is the cat.
He is the cat, yes. Hello, I'm currently wearing this cat disguise to fool the Chief Justice into thinking that I'm his pet cat.
Oh.
Mao indeed. No, that's not no, that's true, but according to what Mr. Garadeb told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Nope, don't want to.
I wonder if we'll be able to see him hiding or if he's just going to appear.
I can't see him hiding. Yeah, okay. Well, let's take a look at Mr.
Kitty kitty!
Let's take a look at him.
Ah! Is he under the desk?
Nope.
Damn it. Oh my, what an adorable little cat! Perhaps he's looking after all the books here while his master is away.
I don't know about that. He disappeared in that pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Mikey, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain? Mickey. Tricolor Mickey, I think that is.
Possibly. Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan.
That's made me feel homesick now.
Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days.
I know, but I just miss Japan. I miss the sushi, I miss the ocean waves, I miss the beaches, I miss the sakura trees, and I miss
man.
Kazuma!
Kazuma!
Okay. Cat's gone. I guess we look at this guy.
Kitty, kitty. Oh, look! It's a beckoning cat from home.
It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him. Neko? Maneki... Okay, whatever.
Maneki neck. Oh, God. I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo.
What?
Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage?
Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm.
Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same. And this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him.
I mean, he's currently on trial for murder, which I was twice, actually, so... You know what? Yeah, I think we need all the luck we can get.
Not exactly good luck.
It's not doing a very good job so far, is it?
You mustn't say such things.
I didn't say a word! Are you... Can you read my mind, Susato?
Just a little bit.
Why are my eyes such a giveaway? Oh, his eyes are a giveaway. Not that...
He has expressive eyes.
Not that my assistant is psychic or has supernatural powers in any way. That would be ridiculous. Could you imagine a Naruhodo working with someone who has supernatural powers?
Oh, ridiculous.
Oh, what the heck is that? There appears to be some sort of meter on the wall here. It looks very robust. I wonder what it's for. There's a slot for inserting coins here, too.
Ah, I believe that is a gas meter, Mr. Naruhodo.
A gas meter?
Yes, it seems there is a piped gas in this district, which consumers pay for by putting coins in the meter.
So, if we were to put a coin in the slot...
That would be enough gas to use the lights and the gas higher for the whole night.
So if you're too poor to have a coin, you'd have to spend the night in the dark and freezing cold?
That's right. As would a rich man who only carried crisp white notes.
Brr, London is a scary place. Okay...
I had no idea that that kind of thing was a thing until I moved to England, where
Oh.
you could like just go down to the corner store and pay to have a certain amount of electricity or gas to
Jeez.
use.
Jeez, that is weird. Yeah, over here in Canada anyway, it really is just like you pay for it with all your other taxes.
Yeah, like it's only some. I don't know if it's like a choice because I pay mine like it comes out every month, so it's
Yeah.
just a part of my bills. But then just some places are just like, oh, I'm gonna go down to the corner store and buy some.
Buy some gas.
Gas.
Buy some heating and lights, electricity.
Yeah,
I didn't know I had a gas bill until they sent me a $700 bill. Wow, MF.
woof. That is a bill. That is a bill and a half.
Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling.
They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty. Musty.
With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you?
No, what a dreamy idea.
A bad dream, maybe. For me, at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again.
Ah, so reading it is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us.
I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy.
Tea.
Yeah, but I think she's talking about, like, green tea.
Yeah, the traditional Japanese green tea ceremony stuff.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of matcha, to be honest.
No, it's not my favorite.
Yeah. Could you even call this a window?
I think so. It was a window at one time, after all.
Don't worry, I know exactly how to fix this. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh. Okay. I guess we're too early for that.
Is that an American reference?
The Kool-Aid Man.
I figured it was going to be a Kool-Aid Man, but I didn't want to assume.
Yeah. I mean, it's technically an American reference, sure.
Why does saying "oh no" get him to come through?
Because of Family
Oh.
Guy.
Oh, and he breaks through and he goes, "Oh yeah," doesn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, exactly.
Never once seen a Kool-Aid advert in my life.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I don't know these things. Although all that remains is a frame around some bricks. Although all that remains is a frame around some bricks now.
So really, it's just a wall then, isn't it? But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that?
I'm afraid I have no idea. Ah, perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design on... Oh, God, I'm struggling today. Perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design on in a fit of whimsy.
Ugh, that's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes the place very, very oppressive.
It does. I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying. Ah!
Okay.
I got goo brain.
You got goo brain. Okay, well, this is the only thing we can look at.
That desk seems to be wedged into a crevasse between the mountains of books on either side.
I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes, surely he dreamt of books every night as well.
A euphemism? Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop. Your books.
Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name on it. Look, and the date of purchase. Ah, 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. So I'm guessing that your books is going to be like a pun, because it's your books. Get it? It's your books, but it's yours.
Your books. My books.
That's the day of the incident. Okay, you know what would be really, really stupid, although I don't think it's going to happen?
No.
There's going to be another Japanese person who buys from this bookshop, and that's why he goes there, and her name is going to be Mai.
Ooh.
Like M-I-M-A-I. Mai.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be great.
That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack.
Right.
He must have been on his way back from buying some old books.
The second-hand book receipt had been entered into the court record. Okay. Customer Mr. Natsume, the sum of 2 shillings tendered in the receipt of a picture of Monsieur Lecoq. I don't know. A meal for Gabrau, Canterbury Yearnings.
Lecoq.
Lecoq. Okay.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Ah!
Oh my god. Hello.
Motherfucker, there you are!
Ah, look, Mr. Naruhodo. Fangirl. Fangirl time.
Aha! There he is! Where did he appear from?
He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book.
I can't read!
I was going to be like, he can read? I hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
Ding! Ah, you two! Good day! Now, let me see. Where was it that we met?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Buria.
Yes, of course, the Buria! And let me see. What happened on that voyage? Ryunosuke suddenly just looks very, very sad.
Have we not seen him since then?
Yeah, we haven't seen him since then. He was not anywhere in the last trial, remember?
Weird.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Feels like it's been no time at all.
It was Kazuma Asogi. He died tragically, but you were a great help to us. Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it?
Oh,
Well, you seem to remember something of it at least.
what an honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlock Sholmes. This is Mr.
Oh, no, my dear madame. Hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior prowess of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic.
Brain attic.
Miss Naruhodo. And Mr. Susato. Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes. I lose the first round.
At least he admits it.
In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suit the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes. So they apprehended Soseki-san in that short of an amount of time? I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little. A little? It's a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom, you know, from the adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet. Please, there's no need to quote yourself. I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately, my associate pens them beautifully. Yeah, we met your associate. He means Iris, I suppose.
Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Goodness, what an earnest expression! My dear madame, I should be only too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss these murky cases. To discuss the murky case, bleh. Alright, guess we talk to him now. We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road. Natsume, yes. I believe it was a name rather along those lines.
But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little?
I'm sorry, Miss Susato, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean.
What? What?
I can't believe he was looking at Susato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance. I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. What the? You can read minds too? Yes, indeed I can. Although only temporarily, and only for people I deem very, very stupid. Oh, you're great. Thank you. Thank you so much. I freaking hate this guy.
What an asshole.
It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension. Oh? How? I assure you I have no recollection of accusing your stupid compatriot of the crime.
Oh my god.
That doesn't make sense. The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene. Ah, a man seen fleeing. There were a number of books scattered on the pavement of the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there is a receipt around here somewhere from an establishment in question. From the establishment in question, bleh. So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then? That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in bibliophile. Bibliophile. I can't pronounce that. I'm quite sorry.
Words.
Do not be deceived into believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no.
Oh dear.
I was
So
quite...
he doesn't even, he's not even accusing anyone. He was just like, hey, can you find the dude that was fleeing? He's like, yeah, sure, I can do that. Yeah, I found him.
Yeah. And then they just arrested him based on that. Okay. Well, I guess that means that his hands are relatively clean.
A little.
Ah, tell me. Have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yes, Mr. Garadeb, a retired military man.
It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the great British institution that is the services.
Yes, yes, I will concede it is quite impressive that a maid was able to perform in the military all this time. Quite impressive indeed. I don't think she... You know what, never mind.
Just ignore him.
And it was the first time I'd ever seen a maid from the great British institution, that is, service. I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize. As you may be well aware, many households in London employ a maid.
Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer.
And so, conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein. Betoken their social standing? Sorry? Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath them. Whoa, okay.
You got the muns, you got a maid.
In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family.
Goodness, how extraordinary.
As you can appreciate for those on the precarious boundaries between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. I had no idea. And it's for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically, in the retired army veteran Mr. John Garadeb. Oh? Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am as yet unable to ascertain. I'm thoroughly lost in what he means to say.
But is it him hiding it, or is it the maid?
Yes. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab someone sooner or later.
Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one.
Ah, but sooner or later, as I said.
I don't believe that's the issue here.
About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window? Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. Ah, I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Magic! Oh my god.
Saves on heating.
Window tax! Window tax? What is that?
Surely. Not a tax on windows.
Does that actually exist?
I have no idea. Surely it doesn't.
Precisely that.
Oh my goodness!
Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on the households in this country by the number of their windows.
What?
Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere. In an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money.
How awful and unjust! Forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light.
Yeah, it seems kind of fucked up, honestly. Indeed, disease was rife as a result. So some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example. I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps. It would appear so. I've done a little digging, and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price.
Because the room is so awful, I should think.
Apparently Mr. Natsume only moved here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Oh? Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention. Are you sure? I'm curious now. Well, I believe I've told you all I can now. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Holmes. Sholmes, you're kind of scaring me right now. You're actually competent and seem to be
He's
doing
actually being helpful?
Yeah, and you seem to actually be doing a good job, so I don't know what else to say other than thanks?
Question mark?
Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of the law? You remembered that, did you? Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? I'm not sure. Not sure? On what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday. Really? Well then, I congratulate you, sir, on ambition realized, and so promptly, too. The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust their innocence? Yes, trust. Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he?
He's being really serious. Okay.
My dear fellow,
go.
I haven't the first idea.
Here I was gonna be like, oh, he's being really serious for once, and then he just does that.
Yeah. Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Ah, yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Look at this one. It's about a fat cat who hates Mondays and loves lasagna. He's so fat, and he loves his lasagna. And he so hates Mondays.
He's just leaving Naruhodo. He's acting weird.
Yeah. Come along, cat. You shouldn't be anywhere near this.
No.
Okay, wait. We need to distinguish here. Are we talking about the Supreme Court Justice's cat, or are we talking about the, like,
Okay.
Mr. Natsume's cat?
Okay, Supreme Justice cat. That will forever be Mo, and then this cat will be
Okay, I got it. This cat will be meow.
Meow. You see?
No, because he's Japanese. Meow.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mao.
Oh, my cat looked at me.
Mao and meow.
Mo and yeah.
Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can't then I can state quite unequivocally. Fact number 1. There are 2 cats here.
Well,
The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room. And there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Ah, and one more thing.
what is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us.
I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. Really? I mean, we kind of figured that already, but thanks.
Yeah. Kinda already knew that.
Mr. Garadeb is? Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually, didn't he? Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case.
Mr. Naruhodo, as yet, our investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence.
No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garadeb's secret. Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh my god, he's flirting with him.
A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room. Ha 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 ha! He sure hates Mondays. Ha 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 ha! Oh,
right.
He does so hate that cat Nermal. Ha 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 ha! He kicked Odie off the table. Okay, let's go back and talk to this guy, okay?
That guy's crazy.
Yep.
Gone.
Is he gone?
Now we can see behind the thing.
Maybe. Nope, never mind.
Ow.
Ah, you pair again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forgot his name, still hard at work down there?
Mr. Herlock Sholmes?
Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there. They just hear from downstairs, he kicked Odie off the table again!
He's just having a good time.
Yeah, he's having a good time. Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. And now then, why don't you tell me what— Ah! For the umpteenth time, woman! Will you watch what you're bally-well doing?
I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Yeah. Evil Roy Gatto does his daily dirty deed. Ah, yes, of course. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave, if you'd be so kind.
Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance.
Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck in all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out.
Rude.
According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. But
Where?
hold on one second. I'm going to move this over. I saw something. I'm gonna move this over and... You!
Oh, I thought I saw something in the corner of my eye.
What's he doing over there?
Mr. Sholmes?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got tired with that book. I realized that all the jokes kind of were the same. Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows. Good gracious! When did you sneak in here? Sherlock Sholmes, sir. At your service? Whatever were you doing over by the window? I'm given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madame. Oh wait, was that?
It was.
It was the maid. My bad. My bad. Yet sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here. Well, keeping an eye on one's window at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. Ah, and one other thing, Miss Naruhodo. Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind.
He's trying to help.
Wait, he's not talking about... Is he? I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon. Oh boy.
Yeah. Do you mean Mr. Sholmes?
There's a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles.
Trifle.
I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo? I think so. And there is just enough time for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark.
Let's dance, boy.
They just start ballroom dancing in the middle of the room. Do we have to do it like this? Quiet now.
It's fancy.
Sir Garadeb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerable distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first-rate. I'm afraid, sir, that it is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions that I've been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. Oh wait, if he's about to go where I think he is, then I know exactly what to do. I beg your pardon? The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. Eh? And the second is that a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you.
Mr. Naruhodo, look!
The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How could you possibly? How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts. Ah!
That's crazy.
And I know only too well that the wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
Let's watch him get it all wrong.
It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus, we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? For a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garadeb, leads us directly to the answer.
He's not gonna say lion, is he?
The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. What?
Was his face burnt?
I didn't see that. Crap, I missed it.
I mean, I figured we haven't seen one side of his face for a reason, but I swear, like, he had a burn on his face or something.
Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. It's made it.
I'm just thinking about what the lion is. It's probably the cat.
You know what? Maybe.
Because, like, you know, felines and stuff like that. Well!
Sorry to take a drink of water.
Well!
Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame?
Me?
I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction.
It is?
Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garadeb, at Batty's Circus, a traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. Yeah, MF, Indian lions do exist. There are such a thing as Asian lions. Now, Mr. Garadeb, it is plainly clear that you still have a deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, this loss has caused you is very irtangible. Veritably tangible, blah. Wow, Chief! Trying to do Inspector Gadget here, by the way, in case you couldn't tell.
I could tell.
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man. I simply... Yeah, I think he does have a burn, actually. But
He's got something.
Yeah, but what we must now ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is the pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable act.
Unimaginable?
It killed your maid! We are observing a ghost right now!
Oh, gosh.
The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken.
Oh, dearie me.
What could have caused such a destructive outburst?
Ah,
This time, madame, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eyes has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only to look at the Tower of Cakes.
ah, he's an idiot.
There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake. Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact.
Whatever do you mean?
Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There's only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet! I don't know where to begin. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. God.
He's so outrageous.
Thus concludes Herlock Sholm's great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Go, go, Gadget!
Naruhodo, fix this mess.
Oh, God. Gah! What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me!
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garadeb. I'm afraid I didn't notice.
My deductions can be straightly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too.
Oh,
Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it? Again. Well, your deductions just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense.
I mean,
Wouldn't
a
it-
lion could totally fit in the room. It'd just be Yeah.
It couldn't live in this room,
very,
is the thing.
very destructive.
Yeah, it couldn't live here, though.
It could be there, just not live.
But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well?
But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garadeb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse. Expelled.
That's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. I thought you said that they sold the lion to the circus.
What about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea.
I'm sure there's like a children's storybook out there.
If not, we make it.
Yes. Ah, my dear Miss Susato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea.
Well, you know what? I'd believe that. That happened to me. Oh, what a glorious notion.
That's completely absurd, Susato. Ryunosuke just reaches over, picks up a cup of tea, starts drinking it.
He doesn't even realize he's doing it.
What the? What am I doing?
Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again.
I had a feeling that was coming.
A slight massage. Yeah, massage. I don't know why I thought it was meant to say message.
No, it's
A
massage.
slight massage. A slight massage, that's all Mr. Sholm's deductions need. You can do it. Why would you want to give it a massage? Ugh. Don't touch.
Excellent! I have been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo! You don't even know whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least that's what I want to believe. Let us start again! From the beginning! Of Herlock Sholm's logic and reasoning spectacular!
Can't believe he's calling him his partner already. They're so close. They're taking
Yeah.
it to the next level.
God. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see... Yeah.
Let's just
gonna-
get to that
yeah.
first question mark.
Yeah.
Takes the form of a cat. More than likely.
Let's see. That or he's looking at something else.
I'm assuming it's going to be like a portrait and there's like a cat in it or something.
Yeah, there we go. I really didn't see the lion thing coming.
Oh, sorry, rearranging. No, but if you observe Mr. Gabet,
Garadeb.
I forgot what his name was, and then I couldn't read it because it was all pixelated again. I was like, ah, no. Garadeb's reaction. I'm assuming that says reaction. I can't read any of that. I won't lie.
You can't read any of it?
No, it's too pixelated.
Oh, crud. Okay. It rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with a very fierce nature. Can you read that?
Nope. It's only for these scenes for some reason.
Weird. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. Yeah, a Bengal tiger, sure. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Garadeb's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer. Okay, can you see this?
Yeah, I can see the writing now. It seems to
Aha!
have calmed down a bit.
Aha!
Aha, behind it.
What's this photograph?
Wait, what?
Huh?
It appears to be from Mr. Garadeb's wedding.
Okay, so I think what's happening here is that his wife is the maid, and she's pretending to be his maid so that he can have the veneer of being a middle-class person.
Oh, maybe.
I think that's what's going on here. Can't read it?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at her hand because it really looks like a paw.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why.
He looks very happy, doesn't he?
He does, but you can't make out his bride.
Nope, can't read that.
No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there.
I'm assuming the ring, because it's
Yeah.
like a defining feature. Or maybe not. Oh.
Okay, let's,
Okay, the true nature of the beast.
The Newlywed Bride, yeah. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that Newlywed Bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo! No other explanation could possibly fit.
Oh, unless it's just her because she threw a tantrum.
Yes, this frame print picture of your wife, Mr. Garadeb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured... His wife is actually a werewolf. Yeah, exactly. Oh god, could you imagine if that was the twist?
I'd like that.
We can still make out her mighty arms and know the considerable horsepower they must contain.
What?
Oh, Indeed! Surely any woman of such powerful constitution should be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late! The fact remains that the beast which so clearly savaged this room was your wife, Mr. Garadeb. Oh. Okay, I just saw it. His face.
Yeah, you saw it?
He has a slap across his face.
Oh, she keeps slapping him.
Yeah. That chilling traces of a wild ravaging beast, well, the beast is quite... Yeah.
I have a beast of my own that's just woken up from a nap.
Oh no, Maxwell! Don't hurt her too badly!
He's just kind of fallen into my hand, upside down, and become a long cat.
Is he fluffy now, or?
He looks homeless still.
Oh. Can't read that?
Nope.
The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh
dear?
Yeah.
That's all I could make out.
Yeah. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garadeb anywhere. But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. Her ring, I'm guessing.
Probably.
I wonder where Mr. Garadeb's wife could be.
In the room.
There we go.
There it is.
Yep, is the ring.
Yes.
She's wearing a very large ring. Look.
It's a sun, and he's probably got like a moon one because
Yeah.
he's on the profile. He looks like a moon.
Yeah, I think he does have him.
Isn't that romantic?
Aw, yeah.
Man, I want a wedding ring set like that.
Aw.
I
Can't
want the
read-
moon though.
Can't read that?
Nope. Oh, is it a sunflower? I could see. That's the only word I
Yeah.
can see.
Oh yes, a sunflower design with some rather nice embellishments. And it's on the ring finger of her left hand, which means it's surely a wedding ring. It looks like it's on there for life, too. I can't imagine it would slide off a finger of that size. That's something to think, Mr. Naruhodo, not say.
Yeah, I was about to say, geez, dude, calm down.
Do you know Mr. Garadeb's wife in the photograph had a ring very much like that? It was a large sunflower design as well. Really? You have a great memory for these things. A large sunflower wedding ring. It's quite a coincidence that they have the same ring, isn't it?
I mean, no.
Yeah.
How's it her ring?
Yeah, exactly. Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Indeed it does! That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away! For it is the identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Garadeb's bride in this photographic print! In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No! You are Mr. Garadeb's lucky bride. You are Mr. Garadeb herself, Mrs. Garadeb herself. Bleh.
Oh my word!
Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmise, this is my wife, yes. My Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a bally corpus bag. Ah! It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell you. I was 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? Golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Yes, here in London one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though, in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. 1 second.
Kitty, 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 come here. Maxwell, come here.
Yeah. You mean Mr. Garadeb had his wife work as his maid? Precisely! Am I right, Mr. Garadeb? Only in company, obviously, but listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please.
I mean, she seems fine doing it, so...
So... Now, Mr. Garadeb. Okay, yeah, carpet.
So I'm assuming someone had a fight. Someone got mad and
Alright, so...
accidentally set fire to the carpet.
Yeah, someone threw the candelabra at the carpet, and they moved that screen over it to hide the birds.
Yeah.
Close, the stress loss is tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders.
Oh, because he's holding the slap on his cheek.
Yep. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garadeb's wife a beast. Can't
Nope.
read that. Yes,
Nope.
as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mrs. Garadeb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify? Yeah.
Got slapped.
Slap cheek, yep. Oh my, look at that bright red mark. Can you read that?
Gosh, that's quite something, and clearly made by somebody's hand.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Mr. Garadeb has been slapped on the face, it seems hard.
I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Yeah.
Can't read it?
Nope.
Whoever could have done such a thing? Well, there is a very limited number of candidates, I'd say.
Take that!
You're hot, your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that slap cheek. And of course, the delivery of that impressive mark on your cheek that refused to fade was you, Madame Joan Garadeb.
Well, yes.
You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. Ugh! Oh, the blazes. How did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subject to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves, what caused Madame Garadeb to fly into a rage? We need only to follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is the pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Right. Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for the lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed. Which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garadeb's wife, Mr. Haruhodo. She's a person, not a thing. Wow.
He doesn't have a very good brain-to-mouth filter, does he?
Yeah, no. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question. Let's see here. Oh, hello, bookmark.
Ho ho ho. It's got a kiss on it.
Yep. Can you read that?
Someone must be reading a book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Mr. Garadeb is clearly an avid reader. Oh, can't believe I got that.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark.
Oh no! So it isn't. It's a note written in a hand woman's for God's sake. In a hand woman's hand. In a woman's hand. Oh James, I love you. Yours, Mary.
And look next to the signature here.
Lip marks. Made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture.
Don't get any ideas, Susato-san.
Is his name James?
I think
Do
so,
we actually know his first name? I don't know. I don't know what that says.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then.
Infidelity.
Take that!
Infidelity! Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly on the ointment here. Is the fly in the ointment here?
Oh, is she mad?
But I don't know the bully woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there. It was just in there, you say? That's right, that's what I've been saying. Ah!
Likely story.
Now listen here, Joan, old thing. I explained it all the time. I explained at the time. I bought the book at the second-hand place, and that note must already have been in there. So the previous owner of the book was using the note. So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean? That's right, that's what I've been saying. Ah!
A likely story.
For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you'd forgotten, is John. Ah! Okay, yeah.
A likely story.
Are you questioning my name now? And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite. Ugh. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
Unimaginable.
Oh yeah, we've already. She's already
Yeah,
done this part.
Yeah. You have to reach. Clearly seen observing the carpet over there, a very expensive woolen carpet. I'm mistaken. electricity.
The candles.
Tower of cakes.
Cake. God, that chocolate one looks good.
Oh yeah, you're making me hungry.
Oh my gosh.
But
Nope.
sure,
Can't read it.
but surely Mr. Garadeb didn't eat the carpet. No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt. The state of disarray in that room is a result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholm's deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Mr. Garadeb's gaze, and that will tell us a real answer. Alright, let's see what we can see. Yes.
I mean,
So, it has
candle,
to,
I guess.
yeah, it's gotta
Yeah.
be the candle, right? Can you read that?
Nope.
This looks like a very
Not
old
at all.
candlestick, doesn't it? The base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. It looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look at this.
It was lit.
There's one candle missing. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is that, I wonder? Why is there one candle of the three missing from its holder?
I'm assuming we select the one on the floor as the evidence.
Yeah, that has to be what we do, but, okay, I guess we look at the carpet. The carpet here has been ripped to shreds. Yes, and according to Mr. Sholm's deduction, the tears match those made by an Indian lion's teeth exactly. Oh, look here. What is it? If you look closely at the edge, you can see scorch marks. Oh yes, so you can. Missed scorch marks, huh? In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all. Let's rethink this with that in mind. Okay, I guess we have to pick the candlestick then. Present it, I mean.
Yeah.
Take
Must.
that!
Yeah. Candlestick.
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow. And of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth? Yes, the remains of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was destroyed by are clearly visible. Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away. What? Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation.
Gasp.
Mr. Garadeb's mighty arm must have left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder, and in seconds the carpet was light, and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes, For the most ferocious beast in the world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman. For the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire! And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there is but one conclusion here. After the sparks of marital discourse flew, this room was the scene of a fire! Ha-ha!
Oh.
Mr. Sholmes, sir, I salute you!
Oh my gosh. No, he's falling!
Oh, she caught him.
Her cheeks, they jiggle.
Yeah, she's cute. I'll give her that.
Elementary.
It's these dashed long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, we discovered some rather illicit material.
For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems.
Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be a rather close to the mark. And beast is most certainly an act of skirt. Ah! Here we go again. And the carpet, was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor? Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bully thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames. You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bully furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide these messes behind that screen for the time being. Over here, Oh, that's you.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Over here, Mr. Garadeb?
Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you'll allow me.
Oh, gosh.
Had all my favorite old novels in that case. As soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke. Gosh. And the wife started hurling things at me.
What a terrible sight it must have been.
There I was, backed up against the window, under heavily enemy fire, incendiary books and coming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite, book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride. Ah, yes. Your notorious love of big cats coming through again. I assure you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest. So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage.
Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again.
After we corrected them for him.
No thanks in this house.
It can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere, and the old stick in full fettle. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see. Around 5 o'clock, I think.
So at exactly the same time, as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below.
Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. Old Blythe could have been flattened outside my window at that moment. And I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing.
Oh, really?
Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Naruto. What can I do for you? Well, I think we've gotten to the bottom of Mr. Garadeb's situation now. But what does this have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that, although I knew the retired army man may be hiding something. I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be relevant or not. I just knew you were going to say that. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only 2 categories. Those relevant to the case, and those not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. There's a far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Visiting hours of the prison will soon be over. Oh no, is it that time already?
We're to accept Mr. Natsume's case. We have official paperwork to attend to.
So that's it. No more time to think.
Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now? I must prepare supper for Mr. Garadeb.
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry.
Thank you both very much for your time.
So Seki-san will be waiting for us. And I'm going to have to give him an answer. Alright, is there anything new? Well, there's something new with them anyway. You want to take a look at the bookshelf now?
If there is anything.
Yeah. What a miserable sight.
Oh dear. But at least the whole room wasn't engulfed in flames.
I suppose so. But my whole collection went up in smoke, you know. All those novels I adored so much.
Oh, John, whose fault is that?
Not mine, that's for sure.
Well, whoever may or may not be to blame, I'm quite sure you can buy some new old books to replace them, can't you?
New old books. Bally nonsense. It does sound like a contradiction in terms, but then these two are full of contradictions.
That's couples for you, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, so I've been led to believe.
Okay. Let's examine them one last time.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Naruholo. Holo. I'm afraid it's supper time now. I'll have to ask you to leave.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
If we linger too long, Mrs. Garadeb will start pouring tea again.
No one wants that. Alright, shall we go then? No doubt Soseki-san is beside himself in the cell, waiting for us to return. I can't afford to spend any longer making up my mind.
Get the fuck out of our house. I
Whoa.
have dinner to make.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. What a rude maid.
Get out!
Oh! There's something for us outside. Okay, that's interesting.
Policemen are gone.
Yeah.
It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. We must hurry back to the prison.
I don't know, Susato-san. There's a lot on my mind right now. I'm not sure if I can believe Soseki-san. And then there's that cat still.
Mo.
Yeah?
Yes, I know. Let's hail a carry. Oh.
What's the matter?
It looks like something's going on over there in front of Garadeb's house. In front of the Garadeb house.
What the
What?
fuck?
Okay, I guess I'll do this.
He's the murderer.
Yeah, he looks like he could be the murderer. I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. Who you calling old man? You rum-looking nimmy-pibby?
Who are these people?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Who's this Horatio fella, eh? What are you on about?
Excuse me.
Okay, no, I think... The circus is in town, the fool is on the street. Yeah, these guys... Actually, this guy kinda... He kinda... Yeah, okay. Yeah? What the... Who are you now?
I'm sorry, it just looked as though there might be some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see.
Yeah? A lawyer? What? If I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law. Tisk! Fine, I'll be on my way for today, but you mark my words. This ain't over yet!
Oh my gosh. Go Power Ranger.
Get thee to a nunnery! Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you?
He's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
I do hope you're not injured.
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle. Thank you. What was that all about? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. I'm not Horatio either.
Forgive the inquiry, sir, but... Are you a lodger here? In the Garadeb residence?
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode. Okay, this guy's the murderer.
Yep.
Mr. Garadeb mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy opposed in my battle of words ne'er could there be. Polmist. Huh.
I don't like this guy.
Sorry, battle, did you say? Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. I see.
I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances, at least.
Yeah, and obviously Macbeth would beat... No, yeah, obviously Macbeth would beat Hamlet. I mean, Macbeth is like a Scotsman. He's got, like, claymores. Hamlet's just got, like, a dinky little rapier. I mean, Macbeth would just totally trounce the guy. Hamlet doesn't even really fight in any wars. He just kind of, mopes around a castle the whole time.
Oh my.
Well, I know my
A
Shakespeare.
mopey boy.
What? I know my Shakespeare, okay? So fair maiden, so good gentleman, I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well.
Ah, loser. I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room.
It seems like he's unaware of what happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Soseki-san, that man's lodgers, the Garadeb house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go find a carriage.
Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return.
Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. Oh, hey, it's George Joestar.
Here's a... Yeah, that's right.
He's George
Jojo!
Joestar. George Joestar, yeah.
Mr. Fidgety.
Oh, it's
Oh.
you! You're here! You came! Locum student Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire. I can't believe you came back! I'm so touched!
We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume.
Oh no, think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Mao.
Mo.
Yeah.
Noble, nurturing, never-failing Nipponese! Oh, now, let's not get carried away. Oh, I quite agree.
Whoa.
There's nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand... It is through the friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief, at least. It's you! The miserable, rotten spy, Herlock Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here? I have no intention of doing anything per se, save observing, of course.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomy room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring. Gloomful room? At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight and cost me not a penny. Ah, you! How dare you, Herlock Sholmes! I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life is bedamned!
Oh. She just looks at him like, What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
I empathize. He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. What? Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say, for the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial. What's that supposed to mean? Okay, well, I wonder if we could present him with anything. Nah, I think we should just talk to him. Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you just said now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed? Oh no! Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous! You still there, Haley?
I am.
Good. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it. Oh, I see. That's really agitated him. You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow? Are you referring to the prosecutor? The Reaper of the Bailey? The Reaper? Oh no! What do you mean? Please, tell me! Summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words! No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep. That's 16 words. I can't believe you did that off the top of your head, Ryunosuke.
Jesus.
I'm just imagining that Sherlock and, what's her name? I can't remember. Crap. I'm just imagining that Herlock and, I can't, Susato and Herlock are just looking at freaking Ryunosuke and going, what the hell? How did he do that?
God.
Oh my goodness! Could it really be true? That was 16 words exactly!
Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances.
Mr. McGilded. What? Ah, I'm impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for every detail.
Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us.
Mr. Sholmes, surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zieks killed the man himself.
No, he couldn't have. Surely.
You have some wonderful notions. Sorry? The man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. I thought he was actually saying corrupt prosecutor there for a second.
Oh no. Oh, yes. Why, of course he is.
Of course he is. Then why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis.
Gasp.
What on earth do you mean by that? Well, for one thing, he is a vampire. Well, yeah, that's established. Alright. Van Zieks is quite an exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. Ah, that's good! So Seki-san looks like he's going to cry tears of joy. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals, and the corrupt lawyers for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. By such underhanded means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury. Which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail.
But it means the wrong verdict can be passed.
And sadly it is from time to time, my dear madame. It is simply the reality of the situation. And that's alright? However, those indicted by Lord Van Zieks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed.
Oh my.
Though the education may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. It is most striking. Disappear? But how? By all manner of misfortunes, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever. Or perhaps attacked by a highwayman. Oh, no.
Way to scare a guy.
All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. I knew it. I'm a dead dodo, done for, doomed! When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Garadeb's house, I assume? Do you mean to say you believe that place is cursed? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain. But I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. That didn't take long, then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me, all the time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room. But even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away.
You must have been very lonely, having been away from your homeland for such a long time.
I've had to move a number of times, most recently to the room in the Briar Road a week ago. Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. The rent is cheap. I have so little money it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops! He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late. So I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it. But if not, don't mention it in the first place." Yes, well said. But if it was true, it was all true. You mean the room really is cursed then? Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole. My sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. And in many waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. And in my waking hours, bleh. I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. Ugh. Tip my mic
What
there
if
a
it's
bit.
just like, what if it's just like he doesn't realize there's a cat in the room, and the cat's just sleeping on him as he sleeps, so it's choking him.
That's... I don't want to believe that because it is a Japanese cat, but if only there
Be
was
funny.
someone, just one person on my side. Can no one find it in his or her hearts to believe in me? Really no one at all? I don't know why I didn't just use the singular they there, but whatever.
Yeah.
To believe. Yes, to believe.
Believe in a thing called love. Do, 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 do.
Touching you! Touching! Ah! God. Mr. Sholmes. Ah, me, Mr. Naruto. Pray, what can I do for you? It's about the case on SS Burya, if you recall. The Burya. Ah, that case. The one with the snake. Well, yes. At the time, I was the suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate. I did I? Interesting. What I want to know is,
don't remember.
why? Why did you believe in me, my dear fellow? I have no clue!
I don't remember that far back.
Either that or it'd be like, my dear fellow. It's because I'm actually a huge weeaboo. I want to
Oh,
make friends
no.
with a Japanese man. It's been my life's dream. Why? Because of your amazing manga, my dear boy. Look at this Naruto fellow. He's going to become the 5th Hokage. Believe it.
Oh god. Cringe.
I'm going to wear this headband. Look at me run, with my arms back and leaning forward. Ha 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 ha! I am a true kunoichi.
Stop, please. It's too much.
I see. Yes, you mean... because you were a grimly dressed shady Eastern fellow, found with the victim in a locked room. Well, if you like, yes. I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said, I didn't do it. But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me. What? You see, the only thing I believe in are those I choose to believe in.
What? What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Because I believe I, too, will become a great Hokage! I believe it! Do you believe it?
Oh, he's crazy. Oh, I get it.
Date Bayo!
He's mad.
I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment. Nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion. Meaning? Whether or not one should trust another is in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, he is right! He's right! Lockton student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Whether or not I can believe myself. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself, and not some Russian ballerina girl who pushed me over and made me break my neck on complete accident. You were so right, Kazuma. You were so right.
You were so right.
Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe.
Already?
Visiting hours are over. The guards will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me?
Oh dear. There's never enough time, is there?
Mr. Natsume? If you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you.
Gasp. Oh,
Lockham student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
his face.
As I said, I only experienced the British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What to believe in, the defendant, justice, or the truth? How to believe even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo.
And my instincts say, you're probably guilty. Goodbye.
Oh.
And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. It's imperative that we prove that in court. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I will fight for your innocence. I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was in many ways made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Ah! Even in the flashback! Burn! Miss Susato?
Yes?
Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court?
No. Goodbye.
She just walks away.
Absolutely.
She just walks away. Mrs. Sato, come back!
No, I'm going back to Japan. Goodbye.
Who's gonna help me in court now? Well, you have me, my dear boy. No!
Come back, please! As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant
You said it! You
Fuck
said
yeah.
it! Yeah! High five!
Whoopsh.
The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind. But it's time to stop looking backwards. Cosmo believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. So it's time that I learn to believe in myself. Soseki-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him, to fight his corner tomorrow in the courtroom. With all the strength I can muster.
You can do it, Naruhodo. To be continued.
So do you want to stop the stream here then, or?
Yeah.
All
The
right.
kitten's woken up now, and now he needs his medicine.
All right, that sounds good then. So, next week, hopefully, assuming nothing happens, we will go on to the trial.
The cat poops as planned. We will be back.
Okay. See y'all later.
Farewell!